It's 5 o'clock. This is the spot for you to break on through with your host, Jeffrey K. Clayton. Yay! Here he is. 5 o'clock is the time to be at the scene of the crime. No, y'all are coming in quick. I like that. I have to call you from the house to come into the house. Jason, cheers to you, my man. There's my main man, Brian K. Rogers. Nikki. Hey everybody, how you doing on this fine Tuesday? Work today was shit! So, I'm trying to stay in a good mood though. I am in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. Yeah, I appreciate y'all showing up and hanging out with me for a little bit every Tuesday. I mean, damn. There's so much going on in the world, man. Stuff that needs your attention. Stuff that maybe you should not pay attention to. I don't know. A lot of stuff that don't make me happy. I'll tell you that right now. But you know, me and Miss Clayton, we have our happy little nest here, and this is where we live our life now, and we've made it to where it's the way we like it. And then oh yeah, Judy Lynn back there. Got a few things for you back there for you to look at. One thing I want to bring to your attention is that Great Kabuki shirt. Look at that Great Kabuki shirt right there. The Great Kabuki with manager Gary Hart. If any of you ordered one, you should have it by now. On the Mark already sent all theirs out. But I can tell you some conversations I'm going to get after this. Hey Jeff, I'm gonna go ahead and send you the money for a Kabuki shirt, man. Could you get that in 4X or something? And I'm just like, I don't sell them. I just design them. But I always post them on my page when they're on sale. They only go on sale for a week, just from a Friday to a Friday. And if you miss it, well, then you miss it. Yeah, I'll show you something else right quick. If I can get it without knocking everything over. Let's see now. Yeah, I did this shirt. I did this artwork for the Cottonoo shirt. Widowmaker did the same deal that On the Mark does. You know, you have it on sale for a certain amount of time, and you know that's a smart way to do. You don't have a lot of stock laying around. Like I wish I had done that with everything. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to do a new shirt soon. And, I'll have it on sale for longer than a week. I may have it for like two weekends. You know, just get what we need. No sense in having a big stack of stuff laying around. Well, good news though. The theaters in South Carolina are opening up. Oh yeah. Some opened up last weekend, but they'll all be opened up this weekend. And next week, I'm taking 3 days off work. and so is the missus. And we're gonna find our way to one of them theaters. Gonna tell you what, man, that's a part of our lifestyle that we really miss. It don't sound like much. I mean, but you know, what do you guys do when you go out with your wives anymore? You know, we go to get something to eat, and then we go to a movie. That would round up our weekend. Since this is a family show, I can't tell you what would happen when we get back to the house. Well, yeah, I can, because at night nothing ever happens because we're too sleepy, and we got to get busy before we eat, or else no go. All right, I see that Dina Sods is here. Dina Sods, I said theaters. I didn't say clubs, motherfucker. Man, you need to listen. You're too busy wondering what your next question's going to be. Yeah, movie theaters, man. Art Anger, I know you're happy them theaters are good. Well, I don't know if your theater's running them back up. You may still be on lockdown. Oh, wait, we got drive-ins around here, too. Trusty Nathan Trusty. Baden Road Drive-In. Oldest drive-in in Stanley County. And someone, a couple questions back, I was able to see, ask about Rebecca's sister, Mrs. Clayton's sister. And thank you for asking, but she has had surgery on her lungs, and kind of unnecessary surgery, but she's stable, but she still can't have any visitors, and there's all kind of other stuff I won't go into, but she's stable. I'll put it to you that way. She's stable. Everything seems okay right for the moment. Okay, but thanks for checking. Thanks for asking. I'm really disappointed none of y'all said anything about my slick Dusty Rhodes hat. So you can't get that at On the Mark. What am I doing? You can't get that at On the Mark anymore. But you can get this one. You can roll over to On the Mark Big Cartel right now and get you a Dusty Rhodes before I start history lesson. There's a few things I want to talk about. You guys know what Record Store Day is, right? Yeah, I know what you're going to say. Oh, fuck Record Store Day, all that stuff. Yeah, okay. I like records, and I like Record Store Day. Maybe I like it because I have an N over at Repo Records. Yep, Repo. The one store in Charlotte that will actually be open for Record Store Day. They got some good stuff, man. How about that Motorhead Ace of Spades single shaped picture disc? That's all right. Double LP odds and sods. I got some review copies here. Here's the thing I was most impressed with. This Kiss My Blood box set. Now you'd think this would be expensive as hell, you know, but it's not. It's $30. But look at what all this entails here. Now let me show you. Well, you get a DVD of the show. This was Iggy on the Brick by Brick tour, and I guess the show was somewhere in Paris. The Olympia in Paris, I think. And you get this here poster. All right. It's 3-album set. I don't know if they're mastered on 45 or what, but each slab of vinyl. Look at that, boy. Look at that, boy. Woo! Yeah. But that's only one. I'm going to get the other two out and show them to you. let's see. I haven't even looked at all of them yet. Oh yeah, look at that. That's some good stuff right there, son. Mondo, you want trouble walking? Man, Jimmy Repo's got a pile of them. Oh yeah, look at there, boy. You call Jimmy Repo. He does mail order, man. You tell him I sent you. He might even treat you nice. Yeah, that Funhouse. I understand what you're saying, Stephen. That Funhouse box set. I mean, it looks cool and everything, but man, I mean, do you really want every bit of audio that they did in the studio? Man, you know what I want? I want what they wanted us to hear. That's what I want. That's all I want. And that remix and remaster that Iggy did back in the 90s, I guess. What more do you need than that? Well, actually, no, that wasn't Funhouse. He did that to Raw Power. Sorry, getting my albums mixed up there. But yeah, I have no desire to listen to all the false starts and all that stuff. I mean, I don't have a lot of fun in the studio anyway, so I sure as hell don't want to sit around listening to somebody else in it. But anyway, yeah, if y'all feel like making a road trip this Saturday, if y'all's record stores ain't open, you guys that are somewhat close, come to Repo in Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh yeah, Repo Record. Hell, I'll probably be there. I'm gonna be there. I'll be there at some point, in and out. But I'm trying to see if I got anything else I want to talk about before I start. Not really. Okay. Tell you what, though, I'm gonna take this hat off. It's hot. When you're working class like me, you can't go around wearing working class stuff in the house all the time. God almighty. Oh. All right. So, did you guys happen to see John Bowman and Malcolm Tent Sunday? They were talking about, you know, the New Blood era, which I'm on now. But they went beyond. John started talking about, you know, the records that we did during that period. It's pretty cool listening to other guys talk about, you know, something that we did. Oh, there's Miss Clayton right there, y'all. See her? Hey, she's in here. But hey, honey, and I have different memories of all the same stuff. One thing I'd like to do is recognize John for telling the true story of our split. Yeah, having to tiptoe around. See, it's not that I'm not telling you guys the truth about this stuff. It's just some details I leave out because it's not for public consumption. You know, if anybody wants the real story, you may have to wait until they do a ANTiSEEN book, or until I get a big old paycheck for it. Oh yeah. But seriously, usually when people have to go and stuff, it's not a joyous occasion. Well, one member it was, but it's not a joyous occasion. But the good thing, and I'll tell you the stories. I'll tell you my perspective of John leaving, and I'll also tell you how and why Phil parted ways with us. But one thing I want to make clear is there was no heel turn. And I think John said that on their broadcast. But there were no heel turns, and everybody pretty much went about it in a very adult way. And believe me, no one's more surprised than me about that. See how working class I am? I brought my ratchet home from work. What about that? But I'm glad to report that ever since then, basically, I would say every recording we have done since the time that John and Phil left the band, they have been a part of in some way, shape, or form. Phil doing the graphics and John working on the if he didn't record the thing, which now him and Barry kind of split that. Barry records it and John mixes it, and in some cases masters it. But I don't know. It's just I was really glad that we were able to keep that kind of working relationship, because, man, I don't think anyone, and this is no slight on the guys we worked with before, but, man, I don't think anyone ever captured my voice on a recording better than John did. And where I reference that is from that single, that Sweet Blood Call, Black Eyed Susie single. Like from there on, it was just always great as far as how it was recorded. Now, if the performance wasn't up to par, I hadn't had nothing to do with him. That was me. So, but the sound. And occasionally I have to work with other people on graphics, and it gets difficult, because you develop a way of when you work with someone for so long, you develop a language that the two of you understand, and when you're trying to go for something, you speak that language, and the other guy knows what you mean, and that's just from being around people for so long, and also with graphics, I like for people to understand my points of reference, and sometimes, I have to deal with people that have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. And I don't know. I'm just glad that I get to work with Phil and John still. But yeah, John brought up a lot of stuff talking about, like, man, there was the Zeke tour we did, and that was the lineup that was Mark and Donnie, Jason and Chris, and it was a powerhouse lineup right there, Hoss. And we I don't know how long we did with them, but it was a good one. It was a good tour. Matter of fact, that thing we did on that kids show in Chicago, Chicago, you can see it on YouTube. That was done on that tour. That was right when we were on the way to Cleveland to do our last show. And in that last show, you can look this up on YouTube as well. Last show, last song of our set, Zeke all 4 members of Zeke were on stage with us, and we did Fuck All Y'all, and it was a great thing. There's old Bobby G. Bobby G was along for that trip. Now I don't really feel like getting into their personal business, but you know, there's been some changes around there, and I mean, you know, changes are inevitable, but some stuff is silly, and oh well. Anyway, what do you want to know about New Blood lineup? What do you want to know about? Is there any question that you have about New Blood? Because, you know, it's common knowledge that New Blood was pretty much, the New Blood LP pretty much was a collection of singles with a few tracks that weren't on anything else. But man, I'm telling you, that album, if there was a point where we were going to give it up, New Blood would have been a good point, because that would have been a hell of a way to go out. But instead, we kept going, and our last all new studio album was Obstinate, and I feel the same way about it. If we put out something that I was just kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, when I put them out, I want it to be like, well, would you be okay if this was the last thing anyone ever heard? And if the answer is yes, then we've done our job. I've done my job. But there was a fact. You know, this is one of them things I gotta be I gotta tiptoe a little bit. The reason we weren't more prolific recording with that lineup was because Joe's playing started to go downhill a little bit. And Armando, I see your question. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Man, we had to practice Queen City Stomp and Fuck All Y'all, and I mean, like, every time almost. We had a set list of about 30 songs that we kept to for that 5-year period. 30 songs. Now, the Obstinate lineup and the lineup we have now with Malcolm, man, we go all over that catalog. Man, we have over 200 songs. And at the point we're at now, we can play any of them at any time. Phil's knowledge of the recordings wasn't very encyclopedic, but Mad Brother Ward's is too. He knows those recordings pretty well. He don't know that mid period, that part where he was kind of out of the picture. I don't know if he knows that too well, but it always helps to have someone in the band that's like that, because man, I don't sit around and listen to our stuff all the time. I don't listen to it at all. I work on it, and when it first comes out, I'll give it a listen a few times, you know, and then it's telling me my connection's poor again. So if I bail out, someone text me to let me know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was so much Joe's playing or his alcohol and other consumption of other things that was leading to his lack of wanting to do anything. Dave, you're asking, did anything not make the cut? Man, the only thing that I remember, we tried to do I Want to Be Well by the Ramones, and I did not like any pass that I made on the vocals, and I told John, I said, just erase it, man. I don't keep that around. I don't want anyone hearing any of this, and I think he did. So, Mondo, you asked about why was that Witch thing only released on CD? Well, that's the way Zodiac Keller Records. That's the format they were going for. Then they did that comp on vinyl, and they also did the Gigi and the Carolina Shit Kickers. They released a version of that, real nice version too, on vinyl. And but I think other than that, all they did was CDs. I think that's just the way it went. But I wish we had not done that. Not that I wish we hadn't worked with Zodiac Killer. I'm glad we were that was supposed to be a split with Zeke, but they were having problems with the artwork or something. I don't understand. I don't remember. Is what it all boils down to. I don't know what the problem was. So they wanted it to be a split. You know, and I was all geared up for it to be with Zeke. So I said, hey, will you do with this band called Holly 750 or something? And I was just like, yeah, I guess, you know. And they were just like a Zeke wannabe band. And I wish we hadn't done that. Because they didn't bring anything to the table as far as moving that CD. You know, it was all us pulling the weight. But we used all those songs on other stuff. Matter of fact, goddamn, I'm thinking on one of the CD, man, I don't remember which, but there's a CD where there's a one track, there's one extra track than what's listed on the case, and that is all those songs. No, it was on the digital download of that live single we did, that one from over in Europe, Live Ass Kicking. Yeah, we put it all on that, and then eventually we just went ahead and put all those songs on the. We just put all those songs on New Blood. Man, I can't wait until we reissue New Blood. I've already gotten the okay from the guy at Switchlight Records in Switzerland. He said, yeah, you know, it's cool, go ahead. I think I'm going to have them add GGPHD to that album, and that will pretty much Sweden. John confirmed it was Sweden. And that pretty much will take care of everything we did, pretty much. maybe we put Belson on it. I don't think Belson was on it. Was Belson on New Blood? Anybody know? Belson was a gas. Well, if it ain't, it will be now. Waka! You know, one, I don't know, man. I guess I'll just go ahead and, tell you about how that lineup just kind of fizzled apart because I don't want to be repeating, everything that John and Malcolm talked about. But, I mean, from here on out, it's basically going to be whenever I think of something. Oh, yeah, down to the bone and air of opportunity. Yeah, we'll try to get those three on there. We'll see what we're doing for time. Of course, John, I'll talk to you before we move forward with this. But the next one's going to be Ruin Your Groove. And then after that, maybe we'll do New Blood after that. I don't think anything's on board. But like from here on, man, I'm just going to, because after New Blood, then we got what happened after New Blood? Then it's the current, the one before what we have now, the Obstinate lineup, and but yeah, I'm just gonna think of stories. I mean, because it just never was I'm gonna sit there and go through it, all through, bam, 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 everything we ever did, because I can't remember certain things. Like John mentioned the like we did the tour with Zeke. We did the God, he mentioned two others. We did Meat Men and Joe Buck. Man, we played with Joe Buck so much. Yeah, and Bobby G mentions live in Austin. Matter of fact, I'm going to talk about live in Austin right now. We played Austin on that tour. Austin's always been a great town for ANTiSEEN. Now, I don't know about now. I mean, I hear that, everything's closed down and gotten so uptight and PC and that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Our new home away from home in Texas has been San Antonio. San Antonio has always come on up and got on down for ANTiSEEN, especially in the last few years. But man, we're in Denver. Bobby G comes up to me and says, "Man, I got your next live album." Oh yeah? Yeah, he's got one of those little handheld jobs. It's not just a recorder. Recorded at Red 7. This was at Red 7. We played the outside stage. And, it's got microphones built into it. Somebody that knows what the fuck they're talking about will know what I'm talking about, but I don't. But, anyway, Zoom record, yeah, I guess maybe. But, he gave me some headphones in the dressing room. We were listening to it, and I was just like, I was amazed at how good that little thing sounded. And I was like, yeah, Zoom. You're right, Stefan. Bobby G just confirmed it was a Zoom. And I said, yeah, Bobby G, I think you're right. I think you got our next live album right there. You got the whole tour recorded. Was that the best sounding one? Or were there any that sounded that good? Old JC, I'll put them out. I don't give a damn. But yeah, I thought the performance was exceptional that night. We were on it. All engines firing, throttle at full tilt. Boogie on down to the ground. Got some good banter on there. Not enough. I don't think we had time to put a bunt. All right, Bobby G says that was the best sounding one. Hell, man, you give me some of them others. I don't know. We might have some live stuff coming out around up in here. But yeah, that was the second thing we did with digital warfare. First thing was that that single with the Cobra cover. Bobby G, that's something we need to put out again right there now. Don't have a name, it's just got a Cobra on front. And the Cobra comes from that movie. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Well, Bobby, that makes me happy to know that is your proudest musical accomplishment, because you've been involved in some great stuff. And one thing you can count on, Bobby G. Oh, JC's got your back. So yeah, let's put out that damn Cobra record again. I don't know who you'd have to clear things with, but yeah, talk to Mark. But yeah, something happened during this time, man. We had a very efficient crew, and with a driver, a roadie, stagehand named CJ, and my daughter, Carrie, was doing the merch. Now, that's one thing about my daughters now, from my oldest to my youngest, Katie. This girl's got a work ethic like you would not believe. Very, very, they impress me. And I know when I'm giving them a job that I don't have to check up on them. I don't have to go behind them. They're hard-working girls. And not just working for me, I mean, like in their jobs and in the world. Speaking of which, I will say happy birthday today to my daughter Morgana. She's the middle one. But anyway, we got this crew, and CJ was kind enough to let us use his van, you know, and we paid for some oil changes. We might have even bought some tires, and but this weird separation kind of happened. There was Joe, CJ, and John, and then Phil, and I kind of considered my allegiance with Phil, and I walked among these camps, and it was stressful. It's very stressful to deal with that. And eventually, when you do stuff in this organization, you can, as long as you're on top of it and doing it, and questions don't have to be asked, you can scoot right along. But eventually, when things start to go off the rails, you have to talk to me. CJ did not like having to talk to me. He just figured he'd talk to Joe. Joe would square it all away. Well, man, there come some pretty important thing that we were supposed to do, and I needed to know if the van was going to be available or not. And for whatever reason, this kid did not like me calling him and asking, because he would not give me an answer. When I ask a goddamn question, I want a fucking answer, even if the answer is I don't know. Well, we had got beyond a safe time where we could just assume everything was going to work out, and we had to make other arrangements. And I kept those arrangements. And about 2 days or 3 days before then, he's calling me and, well, you know, I can do it, well, you know, but it never was cut and dry. I can do. I think I'm gonna be able to. That don't go with me. I think I'm gonna be able to. Yes or no? So after that, I just decided we will, until this guy learns to tell me what I need to know, when I need to know it, we'll find other means. And to be honest with you, from that point on, things were never the same between Joe and I. Never. Joe had kind of taken this guy on as like a little brother, and the guy did his job and did it well, but that whole flip-flopping, not being dependable toward the end there, man, that's just I don't put up with it. So, and as far as John, and you know, John, man, something he didn't mention. I'm not going to, you know, lay out all his business for everybody, but man, John had a lot of stuff going on. A lot, like life stuff, important life stuff, stuff that I do not begrudge him having to be distracted from what we were doing about. Now, I did not like him joining other bands. Like, we weren't doing enough, you know, and Yeah, he's right. I didn't like that, and but I knew if something was going to suffer, I knew which one it was going to be, and that was us. But all in all, it just had to be done. It had to be done. He had to go off and take care of his stuff, and man, I'm glad he did, because man, he's got a good career. He's got two beautiful kids, and one of the things was the first kid on the way. Beautiful little kids, you know, a great wife, and you know, now he's got his own band, and you know, back when people were allowed to go out and play, they were doing pretty good. And they put out some good stuff. They did one of the last things at a split with Tomcat Hughes, and you guys know how we feel about Tomcat, but you know, he meant a lot to John and Phil too, you know, because that lineup, we had dealings with Tomcat, but no, everything's cool, you know. I will say this: John was one of my favorite band members. He was, and but as far as Phil, this is when Barry rejoined. But he rejoined as the bass player. Because back when we were, when me and Joe were headhunting around Charlotte, we knew Barry as the bass player for Bloody Mary. And so that's the file he went in. Bass. Okay. But then when he auditioned for drums and he got the job, you know. And man, I always liked when Barry was in the band. Barry is my VP. He's my VP. He's the general. I'm the unimpeachable president and whatever's above general. But that's me. And so we went on as the lineup of Clayton, Young, Hannibal, Keller. And now I'm going to say this. I may have said this to Phil before. I don't know if I'm going to step on his toes by saying. I'm sure he'll let me know. But where I saw a problem in this lineup was I felt that Phil was intimidated by having Barry in the band. Now, Malcolm, I think, plans to speak to Phil, and maybe he'll shed some light on this. Maybe this is not the case, but when Barry was in, you know, Barry was how Phil wanted to base what he did on, but we would constantly say, don't do Barry Hannibal, do Phil. What does Phil want to do for this song? Yeah, I mean, you know, our structure's like this, you know, but you got a little room, especially if you're drums and bass, right? But I mean, if you can't keep a 4/4 beat, you can't play in this band. But all these guys can do that, okay? So, so we did a tour with Hellstomper, and the tour ended for us. ANTiSEEN ended for ANTiSEEN. To be honest with you, I do not remember what city it ended for us. But Hellstompers went on to Charlotte. And see, Phil was also playing in another band at this time, which I did not like. But It was his revamped version of the Beatdowns. You know, I told you before he used to play in the Beat. This was a revamped version, a more long, more skinhead oi stuff, and they were good. They were really good. And me and Barry were on the side of the stage watching the Beatdowns play with Hell Stomper at the Milestone, and we were looking at Phil play, and we're just like, God damn. See, this was Phil's thing. So Phil didn't have to live up to any legacy. He didn't have to live up to any intimidation of playing with the drummer. He was kind of patterning himself over after. And so his playing was like completely just unbound. And we were just like, goddamn, man, why don't you play like that with us? I do. No, you don't. We weren't that upset about it. We just noticed. We noticed. But I'm telling you, there wasn't a more loyal band member than Phil Keller. And that's why me and my buddy Jeff Williams, some of you may know him as Biggie Stardust, we got together a little group called Hated. We played on one of Gigi's death anniversaries, maybe when he was gone for 20 years or 25 years. I can't remember right now, but we had a bunch of people. We had a bunch of people, doing some songs with us. People from Charlotte, the people in Charlotte knew. Had a great crowd, man. We did all Gigi songs, and after the show, I'm sitting in the office at Tremont Music Hall, and Phil is sitting in one desk, I'm sitting in the other, and he just kind of says to me, I didn't get the question, but he's like, you would say I've been really dedicated to this band, wouldn't you? And I'm like, yeah. I said, right under me and Joe, like, you're there. Bam. And I looked at his face, and I knew what was coming. Turns out, he'd already told the Young Brothers. They already knew. They knew it the whole fucking time. Why do people do that to me? Why do I always get laughed? Why do I always get told last? But, he told me he was leaving. He was leaving, for Florida. And he had some things down there that he wanted to pursue, and that one I was mad about, I think, because I did not see that coming. Most of the time, you can kind of see it. I didn't see this one, but Phil just he did the shows he had obligated left on his on our itinerary, and I think we did a birthday show for John Hayes, the guy that was running Tremont, on Tremont at the time, and that was also Phil's farewell. We put one on him though, man. We told him we had this big setup where we're gonna smash a cake in John Hayes' face. You know, we told him, I told him, you know, what all I needed him to do and everything. But see, the whole time he didn't know we were working up a cake going in his face too. And it worked like a charm. We got him. Phil was one of the members that wanted to have like a send off. You know, some guys don't want one. They just kind of. I think sometimes just from what I've heard from a few of them, they feel kind of weird when it don't just stop. See, we don't stop. I don't stop. If all the guys today were to quit, if I'm not ready to stop, I'm not going to stop. Oh yeah? Being a little reflective right now. When Phil left, and we still had 2 shows booked after the time he was going to be gone, and when we did that, we got together what was called the Impossible Lineup. Why is it called the Impossible Lineup? Because we had 2 ANTiSEEN drummers in the band at the same time. Oh yeah. Barry was on bass. Joe was on guitar. I'm the song and dance man. And my brother Greg was back. He was back in the band again. 2 shows. The Impossible Lineup. It's fun. It was really fun. I don't know. I guess if things were not meant to change the way they did, keeping that lineup would have been very ideal. Man, we had a ball. I mean, it was just a weekend. Just a weekend. Maybe we did one more. I think we did Johnson City, Chapel Hill, and then I'm thinking maybe we did Charlotte, because there's some pictures of us at Tremont. Maybe we did that Chris Peeler remembrance show. I don't know. I'm getting kind of cloudy on that right now, but yeah, it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Well, I guess next we'll be talking about how we got into the Obstinate lineup. Yeah, that Chapel Hill show was fucking nuts. God damn. Man, I saw Big John Adam beat the hell out of, I don't know, about 15 people. God almighty. Yeah, after that, they said, y'all can't come back here. I mean, we weren't doing it. God damn. Yeah. Place was packed. But, hell, do you got any questions? Got a couple questions real quick? I think that's all history for today. Good place to put a pin in it. what finally inspired us to write GGPHD, man, it was just the advent of the G.G. Allen internet expert. They were everywhere, mainly, but like you would you're talking to someone who knew the guy, and you're sitting there telling me what he would think, do, say about this, that. You were 6 years old when he died. Did we ever record anything with Joe Williams? Yes, the Sabu single. Sabu with a live version of Sick Things on the B-side. Yeah, that's all we recorded with Joe Williams on bass. That lineup didn't last very long. Yeah, I always put this stuff up. It's stuff that I just get recently. And I like to advertise stuff for my pals, like the wonderful staff at On the Mark Shirts. Matter of fact, when y'all order stuff from me, I'll be throwing some of these in there. On the Mark stickers. What do you think of that? Goodness gracious. And, my main Jimmy Repo, which is the stuff, he's going to have for Record Store Day this weekend. I'll toss some of them in for you. And, I always toss y'all some ANTiSEEN stickers and tomfoolery. But, yeah, I think, what was that? Let's see this, man. Oh, hell, I'm getting way beyond. What's your shoot job? I ain't talking about my shoot job here. Will you ever record with Joe Buck? Yeah, I would love to. Okay, all right. I don't mean to have these long. I don't mean to have these long things where it looks like I'm zoning out. I'm sure my band members now are going, man, you see him on there? Sometimes he just stares off, and he loses his whole train of thought, and he's just staring. Yes, Bobby G is the manager of Joe Buck now, and before y'all implemented this shutdown, we talked about another ANTiSEEN Joe Buck tour. Oh yeah, and another recording. And and I don't want to really even do a split, man. I want to do an ANTiSEEN and Joe Buck record. I don't care if it's a single or a EP or what. Just where it's us with Joe Buck, the whole fucking record. What do you think of that? That's good stuff right there, Hoss. Let's see. Some people hold you at things you say when they need to be holding you to the things you do. But don't worry about it. Everyone's going to get held accountable when it's time to break on through.